Hey everybody, my name is Mr. Curtis. I teach at Zimmerman Middle School, and today we're going to be talking about how to play the trumpet, how to hold it, how to assemble it, and how to get the first three notes out on the instrument. We're going to go through a couple of different steps here you can see behind me. The first thing we'll do is talk about our case and how to assemble the trumpet. Then we'll talk about the first sounds that we make on our mouthpiece, followed by how to hold the trumpet, and finally we'll play our first three notes on our trumpet. So if you have your trumpet in front of you, what I first want you to notice is that on your case, you should have a top part of the case that has a logo on it. You can see my logo right here. Some of you might have a badge with a big word on it. Some of you might have a little picture. Some of you might have something that's set into your case that looks like a logo. But no matter what, you should notice that the bottom of your case doesn't have anything on it. Now, if it's still confusing, if you can't quite tell, another way to try to figure this out is to look at the latches on the front of your case. If you sit your case flat like this with the handle facing you, just like mine looks like in your camera right here, if you can flip the latches on your case up like that, that means your case is correct. Now watch if I flip it over. If I flip it this way, the latches are now flipping down, and that means my case is upside down. Stuff is going to fall out if I don't flip this back over, okay? So always check your case. Make sure your case is the right way up. Latches flip open. If you have a case with a zipper, all you need to look for is making sure that that logo on your case is facing the ceiling. Or you might have an extra pocket that'll always be on the top of your case, okay? So let's make sure that we have our cases the right way up, sitting on something flat. I'm going to keep mine right in my lap here. But you could probably use a table, a desk. The floor is great next to your chair, something like that. Something stable so you don't have to balance the trumpet in its case, okay? So I'm going to open my case right now, and I only want to grab one thing out of my case. The only piece that I'm going to grab right now is the mouthpiece. This is called the mouthpiece right here. We have the mouthpiece, and then we have the trumpet. But right now, all I want to do is take that mouthpiece out of the case, close everything back up, put your case down somewhere safe, keep it next to your spot because we will grab it again in just a second. So to play on our trumpet, we need to talk about our first sounds, okay? The first sounds on your trumpet are going to all come from your lips. The way that I teach my students is that your lips and your mouthpiece are really your instrument. The trumpet itself is just like a big speaker, okay? So imagine that this is your cell phone, this is your smartphone, and you can't hear it unless you have the speaker, okay? So the trumpet is really what's going to make everything louder, but the mouthpiece and your lips are the thing creating the sound. So the very first thing I want you all to do for me right now is I want you to say the word poom, like a big explosion. Poom, with a good M at the end. If you want to try a different way, you can just say the word M. M. And you can notice that my lips are kind of pursing. They're kind of making that lemon face, like I ate something really sour, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to say the word poom, and we get that nice trumpet setup. We call this our band face. It's called our embouchure. Embouchure is an awesome French word for our band face, okay? So our band face, M, or poom, has tight lips. My corners here are very firm. Right there you should feel muscles flexing. But the middle should be very, very loose, okay? So tight corners, loose middle. And now all I want you to try to do is I want you to try to spit some peas out of your lips. Listen to this. Keeping my corners tight, letting the middle of my lips be very vibraty, kind of spitty. Listen to it again. Okay? So after you practice that a couple of times, what I want you to try to do is make it really long. Listen to this one. Notice that my corners right here are still staying very tight. I call these the pillars of power. If you take your fingers, you make your trumpet face, poom, you should feel flexed muscles. It shouldn't be gooey. That's gooey. It should be very firm. Firm pillars of power, okay? If you're having trouble, take a finger on each hand and actually hold your corners there. Feel the muscles. And every time I do that, I'm trying to make it sound like a cell phone on vibrate, okay? Really, really buzzy, really awesome. I'm trying to make it sound like it's really, really aggressively spitty. Okay? Once you've gotten that going, we're going to take our mouthpiece, hold it in 2 fingers, very fancy like that, holding right under the cup, and set your other 3 fingers right down on the top of the mouthpiece shank here so that you don't squeeze it. This is not allowed. This is called the trumpet grip of death. We never do the trumpet grip of death, okay? So always hold it dainty, very fancy. If you want to be super fancy, put your pinky up in the air like that, all right? Holding it very, very fancy, very dainty. You're going to take that mouthpiece and go right up into the middle of your lips, okay? 50% on the top, 50% on the bottom, dead center. So find that spot that feels right. Make your trumpet face, M or poom. And we're going to do that same buzz through our mouthpiece. Listen to this. That nice, long, smooth buzz. It should be very loud. It shouldn't sound like this. Usually what that means is you're not using enough air or your lips are way too tight. Remember, I said tight corners, pillar of power, but let that middle part vibrate. Okay, let it go. So try that again. Take your mouthpiece in 2 fingers, make it real dainty. Find the middle, poom, and let the middle of your lips really relax and flap. If you have the time, pause the video right now and try to do that buzz 10 times in a row. Get a really nice long sound, okay? I'll give you a chance to do that. After you've paused the video and you've tried that a few times, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to try to take that rocket ship engine, that sound our mouthpiece is making, and we're going to try to crash it into the earth, okay? Take that buzz, run out of gas, and crash it right down. Listen to how that sounds. Okay? You want to make the sound of our rocket ship engine come straight down to the earth. Listen to it one more time. And the way that I do that is I keep those pillars of power strong, but I'm going to loosen the middle of my lips. You can see them just kind of push out, okay? Pause the video, try that 5 or 10 times in a row. When you're ready, come back to me, okay? Now, after you've paused and tried that a few times, we're going to go up. We're going to take our rocket ship straight up into space. Listen to this one. Okay? What I'm doing there is I'm letting my lips tighten. I'm pulling them tight like a rubber band using those pillars of power, those corners. Listen to it again. Okay? I want you to try that a bunch of times. See if you can get it to go a little bit higher each time. Pause the video right now and try that 10 times in a row, okay? See if you can get that nice rocket ship up into space. If you need to, use your hand to show you where the air is going. That'll help you visualize it a little bit. Pause the video and try that now. The final step to our sound, once we've tried those other 3, is to take our mouthpiece and do a roller coaster, rocket ship flying all over the place. We're going to go up and down and all around. This is called a lip slur or a buzz on the mouthpiece. We call them sirens sometimes. If your band director calls it a siren, this is what they mean. Listen to what the siren sounds like. Nice and slow and smooth, over and over and over again, up and down, as easy as we can do it. Pause your video now and try to do 10 sirens in a row using that nice, long, smooth buzz. Remembering that those pillars of power are going to stay tight the whole time. You don't want to do this. You can see my cheeks puffing out. It's all bad, okay? Keep those corners nice and firm so that your lips have the chance to move, to wiggle, okay? Pause the video and try that right now.